Hello friends, welcome to my channel Let's Learn SCADA with Smruti. Today I came with a new topic, that is digital substation. Today we will discuss what is digital substation, what is conventional substation, how can you convert a substation to digital substation, and if you want to make a digital substation, what things you need to consider in your mind, and each digital substation is costlier or each digital substation is a cheaper solution. Everything we will discuss today. Please be with me up to the end of this video. We will discuss more about digital substations. Be with me. Okay friends, without wasting time, let's go to our topic. Our today's topic is what is digital substation? क्या है digital substation? Today we will discuss this topic both in English and Hindi. So it may reach to a lot of people who don't know English or don't know Hindi. So it will reach both type of people. So if you didn't subscribe my channel yet, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell button for upcoming notifications, and please hit the like button once you like this video. So what is digitization of substation? Defining feature of a digital substation is implementation of process bus. So now you will ask me, what is process bus? So let's see what is process bus. Process bus is generally defined as the digital transmission of process measurements between the substation switchyard and digital protective relays in the control house. So now you will ask me, what is the meaning of this definition? The meaning of this definition is, till now, whatever signals you are taking from the field in a substation, those signals are digital signals directly coming to your relay or RTU. Whenever you have analog signals, those signals you are bringing through a copper cable, and those copper signals are converted to analog to digital at relay end, at the panel end, not at the field end. But after converting this, after using this technology, this digital substation technology, this process was what that will do, that signal will be converted into digital at the field itself. So all the signals and measurement signals like your CT and PT connections, those signals will, the output will be output will come in a digital format to your relay. So you will get more accurate and more clear means you can say exact data at your relay or at your SCADA. So that is what you call is process bus. Let's see what is there in digital substation. Digital substation will remove the last wire electrical connection between the high voltage equipments and the control and the protection and control panels. Create a safer environment. Always it will create a safer environment. Although reduce the cost of the building, because the equipment, large very big panels will go from your building, so always your building will come reduced, and your land also, the cost of the land is very high. You know, if you are staying in Bombay or Delhi in a big city, you know the how costly is that. And engineering, commissioning, operation, maintenance, everything will be in digital only. If you have a very good digital SCADA networking engineer, you can control all over your substation, because all substation will be on optical fiber. No electrical copper cables will be there in the digital substation, or copper cables will be removed. So it will be safer, because if you have a copper cable, then only there is a chance of flashing, or there is a chance of electrical shock. But if you don't have a copper cable, then how it will give you shock, or how it will means it is very safety. I am going to say that is very safe. So let's see what is more in the digital substation. Digital substation enables electrical power utilities to increase the productivity, reduce the carbon footprints, increase functionality, improve the reliability of assets, and crucially improve safety for service personnel. So how it increase the productivity? Before, wherever you have a copper cable, somewhere if you found there is a problem in your copper cable, then you have to search whole area of your substation. You have to travel a whole yard to find out what is the fault before. But now, after the copper cable, after this optical fiber, the data will come directly to you, and there will be always a hot and standby network. So if one network is down, you will get data from another network. So always data accuracy will be there, and the time. Another example I want to say here, if you have an analog signal and you want to send that analog signal for around 50 meter minimum. The substation yard and the control room always 50 meter distance, minimum distance I am telling. So whenever you are sending a data in millivolt, if data is coming always in millivolt, right? So whenever it's coming in millivolt or in if you can say 110 volt also, or if you say 5 ampere, 4 ampere, if 1 ampere, if you have a CT connection, the secondary part will come to your relay panel. Then if depending upon the cross section of your conductor, which type of conductor you are using, or which type of cable you are using, depending upon that resistance will act as a major role in that area. So that current will decrease. You will not get accurate value whenever you are you are taking a data from field to your control room by a copper cable. So whenever you are taking through a optical fiber and it's coming as a sampling value, so data will be very much accurate, and it will come data in a nanosecond, not in millisecond, it will come in nanosecond. So if the fault, whenever the fault will create in the field, you will get the signal from the field. Your relay will actuate very fast and it will work very fast. So that will increase the service, improve the safety, everything, it will work. So digital substation exploits the benefit of digital protection and control communication technology, mirroring the trend towards the digitization seen in many other industries. So I will talk with you about another industry. That industry is, you can say, that is internet. Okay, we will discuss upon internet, because as per our generation, we are thinking internet is just like in our fingertips, in your mobile phone, in your laptop, everywhere internet is available. But I will tell you something. In 2001, I guess, when I was in 10th class, I was doing my 10th or my 12th. On that time, internet was a very costly thing for us, and very we are using technology to for internet, that is this one. You can say dial-up internet connection we are using on that time, dial-up internet. So there will be a land phone and you have to connect to your laptop, and then sorry, you don't have a laptop on that time. You have to connect to your modem, and that modem will connect to your computer, and you have to dial for the internet. That is a dial-up connection. So that connection is taking around sometime 20 minutes, sometime 30 minutes to connect to the internet, and the speed was superb, that is 2-3 kbps, not in Mbps, I am telling kbps. Still it was good, and there is a very old stage I am telling. So after some days, people think that it should be increased, right, the speed. So they came to a like broadband connections. Those broadband connections also, people need a telephone to connect to internet. So whenever you need a broadband, you need a telephone also to connect to broadband. But after some day, now lot of companies are in India. I know I don't want to take the names, but lot of companies, they're asking us, no need to take a phone, just we'll give you a copper cable to your home and you can use internet. That is what the broadband without telephone, you can say without modem, directly it will come to your modem, where there is no dialing, or there is no telephone required for this one. So next one, now what I am using, this is optical fiber directly to my home, and it's connected to my modem, and I am using the same. So that is the means improve happen in internet field. Similarly, in electrical field, it needs to improve like this. It was improved from dial-up connection to modem broadband with a telephone. Then it will come to a without telephone. You can connect to by a copper cable. Now it's came to by optical fiber. You can one optical fiber connection will come to your home and you can connect to the network. So that is the improvement happened in internet field. Same thing should be happen in the digital substation also. It already started in a lot of places, but it is not done in lot of in India. It's not quite common till now. So let's discuss more. You will understand it at the end of the video why it is required. So what is conventional substation? So conventional substation, whatever you are seeing at your place now, that is conventional substation. So conventional substation, you can say only there will be a switch yard and a lot of cables, copper cables will be there in the underground trench, and everything come to a relay and control panel, and from there it will go to the protection panel, and sometimes from the protection panel it will go to the SCADA panel. So a lot of things, and from SCADA panel it will go to your HMI or SCADA, and from there you have to send that to SLDC. A lot of steps will be there. That is called conventional substation, I will say, because lot of copper cable, very few use of optical fiber for relay communication or boost communication. Otherwise there is no use of any optical fiber cable. That is called conventional. So you can see in this picture now, you can see in my right the picture. In that picture, if you will see, there will be a bay cubicle below, and that is GIS and AIS is shown. I will take a pointer here, so you can be easily, you can see this part I am saying, this is a GIS or AIS in the bay cubicle unit. Okay, from GIS, AIS it's coming to bay cubicle unit, always it present at field and or at near to your bay, there will be a room inside that this panel will be there. From there, this panel, from there it will come to your relay and protection panel. So from the relay and protection panels always will be there in your switch in your control room, but bay cubicle unit sometime in switch yard or sometime in your control room. So from there, this signal will go to your control room, where you are having manual switches and operation everything, and one connection will go to your HMI and SCADA also, and maybe from there you will get a connection to your gateway. That is what conventional substation. So you can see here, whatever I told you now, the bay cubicle is also known as a bay kiosk, and lot of copper cables, GIS, AIS with load of copper cable and copper cables, and protection relay, RTCC panels, everything will be there in your control room, and a local SCADA HMI and your remote HMI also, remote SCADA connection also will be there, and for NLDC or LDC or NCC, that is there in your control room. And from there is a lot of copper cable again to your control room, where you have the manual switches and everything to control your packet. That is what the conventional substation. Okay, now will come what is the step to convert a conventional substation to a digital substation. It's always not easy to convert a substation, because it is always it's difficult to change all the equipment, but let's discuss so you will understand how much it is possible. So first of all, replace all analog semi-digital devices with the latest numerical protection system with modification of the existing panels. It is not that much of simple, but lot of players, they modified these panels and everything. If you want to do for one bay, it's possible. If you take a bay and you want to do the all type of digital substation, fundamentally you want to use, you can use that. But for a single bay, it's always difficult to do all the substation, but theoretically it is present, it is possible. So replace all the semi-digital and everything, then connect everything to your relay and control panel to optical fiber, and from there you can directly take to your SCADA. So there will be, you can see here, there very less copper cable was there, but still some copper cable was present here. So now last used copper cable has been removed. Now if you remove that last used copper cable, then it will say you that it is now fully digital substation. Before it was some copper cable was there, so it was semi-digital, but now it is no copper cable, and now it is used IEC 61850 process bus for this one, and this one for IEC 61850 for this type of communication. So that is what I am telling. Two type of communications will be there from bay cubicle to here, that is IEC 61508-1, and for process bus always that is IEC 61509-2. So what can be done from your digital substation. How can you convert? You can convert to a semi-digital substation. It is always possible to convert to a semi-digital substation because you no need to change your CTs and PTs in that case. But if you want to change to fully digital, then you need to change your CTs and PTs to your optical CTs and optical PTs. So your data will directly converted to your signal, like analog signals to digital signals. Those signals will go to your relay, but it's not always possible. So better I believe you should go for a semi-digital, but semi-digital substation also very good. But few copper cables will be there in the yard, but it's always a good thing. So this is what the conventional substation wirings will be there. Lot of copper cables from here and there, from breaker to one relay, another breaker to another relay, isolated to one place, PT to one place, CT to one place. All these things, whatever you are seeing, this is just like a bachelor's room. I can say this is a bachelor's room. Conventional substations, like everything will be mess up. And if you want to find a thing here in a bachelor room, you need 2 days to find out, because I know, I was staying in a hostel, I know this type of rooms will be there whenever you stay in a hostel, but it's very difficult to find a copper cable, I mean, in anything. Similarly, in a conventional substation, if one fault happens to any signal, generally what we do, we are taking a spare cable and we'll do the wiring, but we'll not search for that fault. It's not always not possible to search that fault, because you have to search for lot of cables which is already digged inside the soil. You have to dig it outside and you have to find out what it is already buried inside the soil. So you have to use again a new spare cable to do the wiring and everything. So it's always difficult. But if you see a digital substation, it will just like a married person's bedroom. It always very neat and clean, and it will be very organized. So that is what I am saying. This is what I am going to say. This is the digital substations. Same thing, whatever you seen in the last picture, this is the next picture I am showing you here. This is you can see the relays and 9-2 protocols for communication of these measuring units, and measuring units, you can say that is a digital PCTs and digital PTs. This is graphical representation of another one substation. This is just a graphical representation. I will not going very details design, but this is made by me only, so I did a graphical representation. So this is GIS, you can see here, and this is the old cubicles, old bay cubicles, where you have copper cables connected to here. Okay, but till now this copper cable are continue to up to the protection relays also. But in semi-digital, this part will be removed. And this part will be optical fiber, and then it will call semi-digital. Okay, when if you installed all processing means your process intelligence units, PIUs in digital means for marshalling cubicle, then all these signals can be converted into digital here itself, and here you will get everything in digital only. No need to do anything new for this one. All data will be converted to digital. So how it converts to digital generally? If you know processing of digital pictures or images, how that working as a pixels, right? If you are processing a image to your digital signal, then it's using pixels, like small pieces. Similarly, when you are converting it to analog signal to digital signal, if you have a sinusoidal wave, that will convert that signal to small pieces like digital subsignals. Those signals, those small sampling values will called as sampling values in process in this 9-2 communication. So those sampling values will be your, those sampling values, if you connect to your relay again, you will get the actual value of the field, that what is the current and what is the voltage and all those things, how these work the digital substations. So if you will go for a conventional substation, there will be a lot of copper cables. You can see here, from here to here, lot of copper cables are there between your switch yard, between your switch yard and your control room. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bays are there in this room. This is a graphical representation though, but there are 6 bays are there for in a conventional substation. But when I will convert this substation to a digital substation, then this, you can see the only optical fibers will come, and that is also two means round of optical fibers, two rings of optical fiber, or sometime if you need more protection then you can put more rings, but always there will be multiple rings, but copper cables will be removed and only optical fiber cables will be there in the substation. And you can see in the substation only three cubicles are there in the room. So this room size can be further reduced, or this part can be used for something else. So you save your space, land, everything if you are converting a substation to digital substation. So what is the benefits? The less use of copper cable. So you know the copper cost today and how copper is extracting, we are extracting from land and everything. So there are a lot of issues are there to making copper also, but copper are always a costly thing. So it will reduce the cost of that copper. Safe work environment. If there is no copper cable, so there is no chance of flashover, no chance of shock and electric shock and everything. So safer working environment. Space will be reduced. Now I told you before there are 6 cubicles in the room. Now you can see only 3 cubicles are there in the room. Similarly, you can say accuracy will be more in case of digital, because the sampling, if the sampling values will be more samples will be there, then you will get more accurate signals. Okay, whatever signals before also you are taking to your RTO or in SCADA, those signals also converted from analog to digital at the field end, at the control panel end. So there the sampling values are not that much of samplings, because 2 to the power 16 or 2 to the power 32 means you can say that much of signals are converted. Okay, 32767 is that value for 2 to the power 32 if you have 32-bit signal. So that much of samples will be there, but this sampling is more than that also. So more samples means more accurate. Okay, just example, if you have big megapixels camera, then you will get more clear pictures and videos. How much more pixels, more clarity. If you have less pixels, and if you want to extract that picture starts to very means hazy picture is coming, noisy picture is coming, not good picture is coming when you are extracting those pictures. Similarly, if you have more samples in your analog value, when it will convert to digital, then it will be more good on that time. So what do I need to do digitize a substation? Okay, what I need to do to digitize a substation? So I will read out these points for you. Survey and collecting all possible details of each single item, major or minor, which includes below given points. Condition of the existing SCADA, because if you want to use existing SCADA, you have to check the condition of the existing SCADA. 90% chance you have to go for a new SCADA, because old SCADA may be not supporting those protocols and everything. So relay versions, some relays are supporting those 9-2 protocols. If your relay is not supporting 9-2 protocol, you have to go for a new relays again, because some relays are coming from ABB, Siemens, Arriva, GE, Alstom. Those relays, maybe if you can change one module of that relay, and it may start to help work with communication with 9-2. I don't know exactly it will work or not, but you have to change those relays also. Reusability of existing devices, and if you can use most of the devices. If you want to make a new substation also, you can use most of the devices again, reuse if required, like a multifunctioning meters and all those things you can reuse, no problem. That's so same thing only there. Only you have to check out the relays and how and which relays are already in higher class. You don't need to change. If the old relays are there, then you have to change those relays also. So collecting all existing drawings, architecture of SCADA systems and everything, you have to collect everything, understand the customer's requirement and deciding the I/O signals. So you have to check that how much I/Os they need more. And if you want to that signal, then plan for a digitization substation, you have to understand that how much input output signals they want. And as per old SCADA, maybe you need less data, less signals are enough, but maybe in new SCADA you need more signals. So you have to check that if you have any spare IOs or not, time limit to execute the program and everything. So now we completed this video. Thank you for watching, and next time I will come with a new video. That video will be on China, maybe on China, but not political, related to SCADA and automation. How Chinese automation or electrical companies are coming to India and they are dumping their electrical equipment in very less cost, and how it affects to our Indian manufacturers and Indian companies. So we will discuss that topic in my next video. Please be with me up to my next video. Stay tuned. Goodbye. Namaskar. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat.